Number two, Bishop Cooker, I also think that religion has been added to our burden of problems. When people preach that if you believe in our Lord Jesus Christ, he will deliver you from poverty, that's a lie. We know it. And I see them every day. And I think Father made the point that people are setting up business centers. And they cover themselves by saying they are pastors. And in every donation that is being made in church, when the big man dies, that is where Reverend Fathers and pastors, we identify these people to remind us that the church has not been completed. And all those who are to donate are invariably public officers. From their salaries, everybody is contributing to the confusion that we find ourselves in.
And I have to say this, right? And by the way, please do us a favor by liking this video, sharing it if you may, and also subscribe to this channel because that helps us a lot and we shall forever be grateful to you. Like I have said before, this is a community that we want to build, and your participation will be highly, highly welcome. Thank you once again for doing just that. We are very, very grateful. So going back to what the speaker said, I think this has been one of the most controversial thing in Africa, and for far too long we have kind of looked the other way when people are being told by preacher that all they could do is just to have faith in the Lord, and if they did that, all their troubles will be taken care of by the Lord. And you know, in Africa, most people are not really that informed. They do not have enough knowledge about certain things. And so they have wholeheartedly believed what the men of God have told them. I used to believe it. Like I have said before, I am from a Catholic background. So I used to believe all these things. But when I grew up, I realized that the only person who can solve my problem for me is myself. I am the only one who can solve my own problems. Nobody can do that for me. Nobody will ever do that for me. I have to do it all by myself. Now, believing in God is not a bad thing. It's not wrong. You might pray for God's favor so that the people you deal with on a daily basis will be kind towards you. You might pray for the wisdom to be able to understand something quickly. You might pray for God's guidance so that you walk a path successfully. But remember, the walking must be done by you. There is no way you can pray yourself out of poverty. It's never going to happen. And I always challenge people who are Christians with this statement. If you really believe that all your problems could be prayed away, that you could pray yourself out of poverty, how come Africa is still very, very poor and backward, even though the continent has one of the highest numbers of Christians in the whole world? How come that is? How come Africa is still very backward, still underdeveloped, still poor? People are starving. People go hungry. In a continent that is full of religious people. How come? The preachers have only preached what benefits them. The preachers have only told you what was appealing to your ears. The preachers have only told you what you wanted to hear, not what you needed to hear. They should have told you the honest truth. Whether is a message that you wanted to hear or not. That would have been immaterial, but they should have told you the honest truth. But since the preachers want to gain your favor, the preachers want to look nice in front of you, the preachers want you to be able to see them in a more positive light, they have just told you what you wanted to hear. And what they've told you so far hasn't really helped you in any way. So that's why I'm grateful that people are now speaking out. Most Africans, those of whom have seen the way preachers deal with their Christians in Africa, are now speaking out in the hope that many other Africans would come to realize that they and only they will solve their problems, that no one will do it for them. And when many more African people come to realize this, the continent will change. Like I've always said before, knowledge is power, and information is the key to knowledge. If you have knowledge about certain things, the way you go about doing them will be quite different from someone who has no knowledge about that thing. Africa will change only and only when we, the African people, come to realize that men of God have not been doing what they were supposed to do. They have not been so kind towards us. They have not been honest to tell us the truth. Likewise, the politicians, they have all betrayed us. They have all abandoned us. And since we've realized this, we have to take upon ourselves the responsibility to better up our own lives. When we come to this realization, many things will change. But until then, we are just gonna keep on dancing in circles. We are just gonna keep on being the piggy bank of religious people. We are just gonna be the milking cow of politicians and your daddy and mommy. That is all what we are gonna be to them. Please wake up from this mental slumber. Wake up and face the reality of life. But you guys out there, let me hear your take on what the speaker said in this video. His remarks about Christianity and how it has added to our problems, is it correct or not? What is your take on Christianity in Africa, and has it contributed in the growth and development of Africa, if and only if it was supposed to contribute in the first place? Or has the men of God used Christianity to line up their pockets at the detriment of their Christian? Let us know in the comment section below, because like always, we love hearing what you have to say. Please do us a favor, like this video, share it, and also subscribe to this channel, because that helps us a lot and we shall forever be grateful to you. So once again, thank you very much for doing just that.